Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As talks about how today's video, we're here to talk about the changes you're going to experience as a small guard in NBA 2K24 in comparison to the last 2 years we've experienced of 23 and 22. So in 22 we had super crazy guard builds that could have 99-3, 99 speed with ball, acceleration, etc, right? And in that game it didn't really matter whether we knew speed with ball mattered or not, because you would just get it regardless, and it did matter for that matter too. But what I want to talk about mainly in today's video is the fact that you as a small guard are going to experience a lot of changes in this year's game. So as you can see, with Speed Booster, we have the main concern right here. So with this, you're going to demand that the build has a 95 ball handle and 91 speed with ball, and you need either a 92 speed or 93 acceleration. Now acceleration is going to be the more likely factor in this, but I'm trying to tell you guys right now, the builder looks to be very similar to last year in terms of the ratings that we've seen between, you know, leaks here and there, or just what they've shown us for the builder and recreating what like 2K's actual Twitter has shown on the screen. It looks like the ratings are going to be very similar to last year as far as what it allows you to do, but we don't know whether speed with ball is going to be extremely important in this year's game or not in comparison to last year. We don't know if maybe they upped the amount of speed with ball you need for MJ dribble style or to move like that, because that would be the very logical thing to do, and they are doing a lot of animation overhauling and making good ones either out the game like quick drops, or also doing a lot of revamp to other ones that are gonna just demand a lot of rating threshold requirements, especially the badges included, as you can see. So we have things like Unpluckable that last year I believe was 95 ball handle or 94, something like that. 94 was gold hands for days, 95 was Hall of Fame Unpluckable. Now it's up to 98, and not to mention you can't even get it with post control either. So that is now a very new thing as well. And again, with Speed Booster, this isn't any cheese like with the quick first step where you could get it with post control last year, or you know, and I wasn't even a big like hater of that in the first place, but a lot of people like complained about it like crazy. But again, even with quick first step, all you needed last year was 89 ball handle. That's all you had to do to get off quick first step. You didn't need anything to do with speed with ball, acceleration, speed, nothing. But now we're in a whole new world. Not to mention, as you can see, a lot of other badges demand a lot more ratings. Like you got Agent going up from 92 to 94 for the gold. Even 86 is only silver. We got things like, obviously, Blinders is 97 three-pointer. I think that actually was pretty similar, to be honest with you, as last year. But either way, we got Deadeye once again at 99 three-pointer. Green Machine, 95 three, which is pretty ridiculous too. And then we have other things like Space Creator even, that is actually height capped RIP to the stretch Big Life. It's going to be coming down to 6'11 for sure. But yeah, every badge requirement is extremely higher. Like, let's go ahead and look at this too, because this is another major reason for the whole small guards getting hurt in this year's game. And I'm not here to say that they're getting hurt significantly in comparison to other builds. I'm just saying that you guys have to be a lot more pick and choose selective with what you're going to be trying to do on your build. I don't think you can come out here and make a build with 92 three-pointer, 97 ball handle, 86 dunk, 78 prim and 78 steal, or 79 prim, 78 steal, with 90 plus acceleration like you did last year. I think you're going to have to be a lot more pick and choose between one of those tertiary archetypes, whether you want to have some finishing and no defense, or some defense and no finishing. I think one of the two ways is very smart to go about it. I'm not here to vouch for the no defense ones, because obviously when it comes to park or rec or anything like that, it gets tortured a whole lot more than it does in Pro-Am. Not to mention, obviously, recs, you know, rec randoms don't want to deal with that or anything like that either. So long story short, what I'm trying to tell you guys is if you want to be an elite play sharp, again, in this year's game, you're going to have to reference maybe older 2Ks. Like back in 2K17, we had pure sharps that could still speed boost, yeah, but their dunking was pretty bad. Their defense wasn't great either, and they actually, rating-wise, did not look that good in playmaking. 2K18, 19, we had builds similar to this build system as well as far as badge levels go, where you were sitting at about like gold on shooting and gold on playmaking when it came to making a play sharp build, and it would maybe have some finishing, some defense after that, right? But if you want to be a specialist, if you want to have things like 99 three-pointer and be able to get the highest level of speed booster, you're going to really have to sacrifice in either one or maybe even both categories. So the type of guard that me and my point guard are talking about potentially planning on making, because as you guys know, I play as a center for the most part, and what we're talking about potentially being the better way to go about things is if you're planning to play with an inside big man, you may as well just completely off the finishing on your build entirely. I think layups look really good in this game. Generally, the builder has forced your layup rating up when it comes to, you know, dealing with things to do with your ball handle, for instance, or etc., whereas it doesn't force your driving dunk up much at all, if not anything at all. So with that in mind, the hope for you is that you can still be a pretty good layup type player, because again, to come down to, let's say, maybe some of the finishing stuff, we'll come back to that passing stuff in a second though, but to come down to the inside scoring aspect of things, we have like Acrobat, for instance, is 76 driving lay for the silver Acrobat. We have Fearless, which is also kind of in the 80 range. We also have Giant Slayer, for instance, sitting at about 74 driving layup, being the most reasonable thing you can get in that sort of aspect. And then even Float Game, 77 driving lay. So, I mean, something in that 70s, like mid to high 70s driving layup aspect should be pretty good for you. Pro Touch, 80 driving layup, or 70 for the gold. And again, if you have your layup timing on, if you have your meter on, you're going to be able to just, you know, actually work out with stuff like that. And it seems doable. It definitely does. We haven't even seen the best layup animations possible yet, so we have a lot to still see with that as well. But I don't know, and you could even still get kind of crafty with it too. Like, they're going to give you some of these, like Bunny on silver for 72 driving lay, or Slithery on bronze for 68 driving lay. Same with even 80 gets you silver for that. We have Spin Cycle gets you to like 70, as you can see, with just gold, and then 74 gets you on two-step gold as well. So long story short, what I'm trying to tell you guys is, I think that you should invest very minimally into your driving dunk if you want to be a two-way sharp sort of player. If you want to be a play sharp kind of green-yellow pie chart in the past, right? Because again, as you can see too, like, it's even going to be demanding for your pass accuracy. Like, you can't get away with that 76 garbage from last year. I mean, think about it. Look at this. Like, 76 pass ac or 75 will get you silver dimer. It'll not even get you needle threader, which, to be fair, who knows if you need needle threader? Who knows if you even need dimer? Who knows if you need bailout or anything like that either? Actually, I know for a fact a lot of you need bailout, so we'll have to see about that. But even like touch passer, for instance, is gonna only get you like bronze, barely, for going 75. Relay passer would only get you to bronze as well with that. So they upped the passing requirements for this stuff for sure. And we even have a couple more playmaking, like ball handling things that I didn't even show yet. So like, you need 99 stam and 95 ball handle, which ironically, they actually dropped the requirements for handles for days. So kudos to anybody that complained hard enough for that. I'm not being sarcastic with that. I'm actually saying congrats for getting your way. I mean it seriously. But anyway, I think this is good balance. I agree, because last year you had to literally be 6 foot or shorter to even get Hoff handles for days. This time around, it's looking like it'll be a little bit more reasonable, realistic, and I think that's going to be good for the sake of some of you guys might want to make a little bit of a taller guard build, like not as tiny short as you would imagine, especially if you're thinking of going that route that I'm talking about, where you're going to have some defense on you and not be so minimalistic in the defense aspect at the expense of your finishing. But yeah, then we have things like blow by, for instance. If you want this, you're going to need 97 ball handle with 89 speed with ball and 90 acceleration. So once again, that's why I was maybe alluding to going acceleration much more over speed, even though we don't know how the game plays yet in terms of the ball handling distribution between this yet. But if it's anything like last year's game, acceleration was important. Speed with ball, we don't know that's extremely important yet, but actually, you know what's funny? We do know, because you have to have it for certain badges like this. If you just completely cut out your speed with ball and only go to 75 like you did last year, you could have all the ball handling in the world that you want for blow by. You could have all the acceleration in the world that you want. But if your speed with ball is sitting at 75, here you are at silver, barely even reaching the silver for that matter. So this is going to be a big year of really picking what archetype you want to stick with. And again, like, even another thing that's going to hurt you guys as small guards is it's going to be hard to even choose to upgrade your speed. You're going to be sitting at probably silver hyperdrive, and that's about where you max out at, because I'm going to be real with you guys. Not many guards can afford to actually upgrade their speed. They just upgrade their speed with ball or acceleration in the past. And it's looking like it's probably going to have to be that way again as well. So it will be very interesting to see how everybody goes about their guard builds. My prediction, though, is going to be that they go a lot into playmaking and shooting for Comp Pro-Am and barely touch finishing, and really rely on their bigs and like cutters and stuff like that from the wing or the corner to get a lot of their finishing aspect in for the team. Because I don't think you're going to see guards driving very much in this game, and I think 5 out might really be suffering in this game too. We'll have to see as far as that goes, but I mean, boy, it's looking rough out here for like the 5-out offense. And the reason I can allude to that a little bit as well, I'm not even talking about for other people, like, let's say, like Joe's style of 5-out or anything like that. But I really do think that might also be patched. He could prove me wrong. I think he might be leaning more toward a different style, though, potentially, in this year's game. But that one's looking pretty nasty, too. Anyway, to get back to my point is I'm talking about more like even my 6-3 that I just made last year. I can't make a build that can do that again in this year's game. Like last year, I made that and it had no defense. It had about 93 driving dunk, still had 92 three-pointer, still had 97 ball handle, and I was still able to get the best dribble style in the game with only 77 speed of ball. I was able to still get 90 acceleration on that build, but I don't think we're going to be able to emulate that again. I don't think you can choose to be great at 3 different things anymore. I think you have to choose to be great at 2 and maybe not even like really that good at the other one, maybe more like mediocre at the other one, and then be complete garbage at the 4th, which we're getting back to that 2K18-19 feel with the builder, and I love that as well. So just keep that in mind. If you guys haven't played these new or if you've only played the new 2Ks like 20 and after, you've experienced nothing but the demigod aspect of games where it's been Hall of Fame badges everywhere. If you picked a red-green pie chart in 2K20, you had Hall of Fame badges wherever you wanted them on the red and green aspect, and then you would get golds on everything else. It was pretty imbalanced. In 2K21 Next Gen, we still had great builds. 2K22 Next Gen, we still had great builds. 2K23 Next Gen, we had great builds. I mean, it's been pretty out of hand for about 4 years in a row now, and this is feeling very ode to 2K19 and 2K18 feel. So I just wanted to let you guys in on that and just know that that may be what is coming with this year's game. So anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff. Like always, try to 1,000 likes, and if you made it to the end of the video, put guard or put speed in the comments, so it's pushed me all the way through. Anyway, that's all. I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to check out the video I did on the slashers, we did a debate between the power versus finesse slashing in this year's game. And, you know, no spoiler alert, I'm definitely on the finesse side of things. So we're rooting for that side a little bit heavier. But I just wanted to give some news on that aspect as well. But anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Than that, take it easy, man. Peace.